Joining us now is Naoko Ishii. She is the CEO of the Global Environment Facility. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
We're going to ask you to talk to us about how finance is important to this year's theme of energy and climate change.
Thank you for that question. As you know, this year is such a critical year for climate and energy. You know that towards the end of this year, that the climate agreement is expected to be struck in Paris. And for climate deal, energy is such a key part. And in order for climate goal to be achieved, we need to address the several key sectors that are energy, cities, and land use. Those are three areas that say report like Calderon are identified as a key sector for climate. And in order for the globe to address that issue and mobilize actions, finance is the key component to catalyze actions. So this is, I'm so pleased to see this year's conference address those three key components: climate, energy, and finance. We all need those three components to make a difference for this year.
Indeed. What do you see as the key conflicts or challenges in this field in terms of this equation?
Well, by now we know that for next 15 years, that maybe $90 trillion is needed to actually to move towards low carbon development pathways. However, there may be additional 4 trillion is actually required to move on to that. But it's so important for us to use this 4 trillion to actually catalyze the change which is required of this 90 trillion. So what this 90 trillion really actually can do, then the finance, role of finance is so important to change the nature of this 90 trillion investment. And energy is such a key component in that investment.
Wow. What's the most exciting thing you see going on at this conference this year?
Well, as I said, year 2015 is a decision year. That the decision dictates the fate of our generation, but also future generation. Then this decision requires very much of multiple multi-stakeholder platform. The one thing which excites me, particularly for this conference, is not only I see that government sector people, but researchers, academics, the public, private sector, the business people, that everybody which requires to take that action is all here. So this is wonderful opportunity for this group to come up with this kind of multi-stakeholder actions.
Indeed. Lastly, one thing we should look for in 2015.
Well, the year 2015 is a decision year, which really dictates the fate of our globe. So that then it's so important for us to make sure the global climate agreement be struck, but not just only the agreement, the quality of that agreement is so important. So the institution like us and other say public institution should make sure each of the country really have a very good quality plan to how to make the transition to low carbon economy. Then that the institution, the finance, which is the key of this conference, also needs to be mobilized or catalyzed to make the transition as smooth as possible.
Well, terrific. Lots of things to think about that you've given us. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.